So the other day, I did a thing. I've been looking for the next thing to review for the channel, and everything's been kind of hitting flat for me lately. Now, I did order a Clicks communicator, but that won't be here until Q4 sometime, which may end up being next year. And so I was looking around, and then Commodore made a new announcement. Everyone had their fingers crossed, hoping that it was the Amiga or another Commodore that they had announced. However, it was something kind of different. It was the Commodore Callback, which is a phone. It's a flip phone. It's a flip phone that runs Android apps. It's a flip phone. So I wasn't really initially interested in this. I mean, after all, I've had several touchscreen flip phones, the Samsung Z Flip 3, the Z Flip 6, and now a Motorola Razr from 2024. Looking at this, looking at the callback and the brief bit of information that we've seen, I'm very curious. So the other day, I went to Commodore.net and I clicked order. Now, the version that I picked is the version like in the picture here, which is the Starlight Edition. And when I went to my shopping cart, there was a Commodore 64 there that I had put in there months ago and never thought about, also in the Starlight Edition. So I decided to do both. The channel will have both the Commodore Callback and a Commodore 64 to review whenever they ship. Today's conversation is going to be about the Commodore Callback and what we know. Like I said, this is a flip phone that is supposed to help you break away from being attached to your phone. It's supposed to harken back to a day where we didn't have social media on our phones. We didn't have applications that just kept us hooked on the device all day long. So it's supposed to run 99% of Android apps. It's got a T9 keyboard. It means you can do fast typing with just a basic number pad. You're supposed to have a high-def music chip in there, along with an FM radio and SID chiptune ringtones. So a lot of the phones back in the day had FM radios in them, which was pretty cool for listening to your favorite radio station. Now, this phone supposedly also blocks social media and browsers. It doesn't sell your data. It's running Sailfish OS, which is a version of Linux that you normally have to pay a subscription for and only supports like a handful of phones officially. If you go to their website, you can read all about that. It says less pop-ups. I'm not sure what they're talking about there. If you look at the front of the phone, there's only a little LCD panel here, which does look pretty cool. So I can't imagine what the pop-ups would be, unless this is not really an LED panel, right? And that's just a decoration to make it look like an LED panel. So now I'm going to play you the official release announcement that Commodore put out. And I'm going to point out a couple of things in here. You're not going to hear any audio from it because I don't want a copyright strike or anything like that. So this is coming directly from Commodore.net. Just like when they announced the Commodore 64, they have this very beautiful artwork and animation. So you have some LEDs on the front panel there. I'm assuming those are battery. It's USB-C powered. And then they just cut to all these old looking images of things from the 90s and early 2000s. All right, so we're going to skip over this. We're going to go right into the first thing here. So the phone is going to be USB-C powered. And right here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 color LEDs on the front. I'm not really sure what those are going to be for, but I'm guessing different kind of indicators. It's USB-C powered. It doesn't indicate what kind of chip is inside it here, but I've got technical specs from their website as well. So if we look here, we've got People, WhatsApp, Retro Camera, HD Music, and Notes. And that seems to be all that will come default on the phone. They say that you can sideload Android apps on here, and then they say that they're going to block social media and browsers. I'm not sure how that's going to happen. I'm not sure how you're going to be able to sideload apps. Typically, you either need to plug your phone into a computer and run certain commands in a terminal to sideload apps, or plug your phone into your computer, have the APKs, which are Android install files, on your computer, and then transfer them via MTP to the phone, or you need a browser on the phone. Well, we know you're not going to get a browser on the phone, so that's going to be ruled out. But it is a Linux device, so possibly APK sideloading. Not sure. You get 6 different colors. But here's the thing that is interesting to me. So in these ads and in subsequent ads, the size of the phone keeps changing shape. Like I can't tell. Like in some of these people's hands, these phones look monstrous. They look like, I mean, in her hand in this shot, maybe it's a forced perspective thing, but that phone looks like it's the size of well, a Z Flip 3, for instance. I don't know if that's just them trying to show off the details of the phone, or if these are all right now just AI renderings of what they want the phone to look like. I'm sure with them just taking pre-orders now that the phone is quite a long ways away from being actually produced. So going over to the pre-order page, you get to configure your callback. Now you can choose the different editions, the Starlight edition, which is what I chose. I like seeing through my tech. You can choose a basic beige, SX silver, Proto Pet white, or the Founders edition. Now, with everything except for the Founders edition, you can choose Echo validated or premium memory. And the Echo validated is like recycled RAM chips, basically. Still has the same warranty you would get, but just more eco-friendly because they're recycled. You can get accessories like the wired earbuds, snapback case, the clear crystal case, an extra battery, and then this backpack holder. Like, I don't know, that just seems weird. I obviously did not order a backpack holder for mine. I would have figured that if you wanted to keep in line with phones of that era, you would have had a clip that would go on your belt. Like, I don't know, but anyway. So when I get the phone, I'm gonna get the callback phone, a USB-C charging cable, a USB-C charging and data cable. So maybe that does mean that we'll be able to sideload apps that way. A removable battery, a 32 gig micro SD card packed with content, maybe games, maybe apps, maybe music, a spiral bound user guide, and a sticker sheet. So here are some of the specs that they have. I've been staring at this nonstop for like days now. You're going to get LTE, you're going to get Wi-Fi and Bluetooth with hotspot capabilities, a secure GPS system. I'm not really sure what that means, but I will take a look at that. Impact polycarbonate chassis, just plastic. You have a bespoke PCB. Unique dome LED analog notification system. So maybe you get different notifications for different people, or maybe the whole array just lights up. A front-facing autofocus camera, a 3.25 inch IPS display with 480 by 640. You get 4 gigs of RAM with a 64 gig ROM. You'll have plenty of space to put some apps on there. I would assume that you're also allowed to use the SD card for storage. Dedicated function keys, tactile T9 keyboard. It's got a stub antenna on it, which I haven't had a device with a stub antenna in years, so that'll feel weird. You do have a privacy kill switch on the back, which I think is interesting. There's a 48 megapixel Sony camera and flash. Now, from what I'm understanding, that Sony sensor is a 48 megapixel sensor that was on flagship phones back in 2018. So really good in regular light, not so great in low light, but when I get the phone, I'll be doing pictures as well to show you for the review. A 1550 milliamp hour battery, which is removable, and I had the option of buying a secondary battery, but I didn't. Yeah, so that may or may not be necessary, but we'll see. Like I said, a 32 gig micro SD card and a unique Commodore 64 style grill. So as I said, I pre-ordered this and a Starlight Commodore 64 just a couple of days ago. The only notification I've gotten so far is that they've taken my money. And I'm hoping at least the Commodore 64 will be here sometime in the next few months, but I have no idea when the callback is going to get here. When it does, there will be a review, and I'm going to make a really honest attempt to use this phone as my day-to-day phone. Now, I do have two phones. I have the phone that I carry around for personal stuff, which is my main phone, and then I have my Pixel 6a. Now, I reviewed that a long, long time ago, but I still have it. It's gone back and forth between me and my mom for years, and now it is currently running Graphene OS, and it mostly sits on my desk, and it's only for business purposes. It's still running my Mint Mobile SIM card, which I still have Mint Mobile service, and it's been fine. So I'm trying to figure out which one of these I should use the phone for. I think I might try to use it as the main phone. I'm going to have some issues though, and that is my quote unquote personal phone is used for my job a lot. Like I have to multi-factor into things. Well, I don't have to, but I have Slack and I have Teams and I have email all on my phone. So it might be a really good opportunity for me to just dump all of that, carry around a secondary phone during the work week that just does all that for me, or maybe even get a cheapo tablet or something. Let me know what you think. Should I go with what I've already got and keep a phone handy for the work week, or should I maybe invest in a tablet? And if so, do you have any suggestions for me? So like I said, I'm going to try to give it a shot and see what happens. Who knows? We've got quite some time, I'm sure, before this phone even hits the streets. If you have any questions about what you've seen here today, let me know in the comments down below. I'm super excited about all of this. I'm super excited about the phones that will be coming in, and I promise I will have more videos coming soon. One of the videos I plan on doing is showing you all the vintage computers that I have in my office / workshop. I've been working really hard lately to revamp the garage so that the entire family can use it, and I've got a dedicated workspace now, and I've got all sorts of computers that I have never shown anybody, but have always intended to, so stay tuned for that. As always, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I have making it. My name is Bryant. This is Reviews for Nerds. Have a great day.